I'll highlight one of them. You kept putting yourselves in situations where your faith gets tested. Kept surrounding yourselves with friends that would do bad things, say bad things, see bad things, go to bad places, but you said, I'm not like them, I'm just trying to help them. And you kept going back into those environments, gatherings, and places, and situations. You kept putting yourselves in those places, assuming that it will not have any effect on you. Because you think all of these things are going to bring you happiness. They'll bring you contentment. So the next words are, وَغَرَّتْكُمُ الْأَمَانِيُّ. False hopes deceived you. You had false hopes that some kind of worldly thing will bring you happiness, and you ran after it. You gave all of your life to it. And you would think that this will bring you what you're looking for, and you get to it. Like people wanting to see, people nowadays obsessed with the next movie that comes out, the next toy, the next device that comes out, right? Lines for the new Star Wars longer than passports for Hajj, Why? Because you need to go see it. If you don't see it, how does your life have any purpose? Your life means nothing if you didn't see it opening night, And so you have to see it. And by the way, hoping that this will bring you some kind of fulfillment that you haven't found anywhere else. And people walk out of it and say, that was pretty awesome. And then they're bored again. Like, what do I do now? Maybe I could go see it again. And then go see it again. They're like, well, not as exciting the first time, but still pretty cool. You keep looking for something more to fulfill you. Because the thing that will completely fulfill you, the pleasure of Allah, is no longer there. That desire is no longer there until the decision of Allah came. This was your life. This, according to the believers, is a summary of a person's life that lost their faith. They started just with putting themselves in a questionable environment, and from there, it's a downward spiral. Automatically, the next thing is you start getting hooked on it, you put off, and then later on you start developing doubts, and from there, the only thing you ever work towards is worldly, lustful, material gain. It'll affect everyone else, but it won't affect you. The first step wasn't that these people just became disbelievers, it was actually bad company. They put themselves in questionable circumstances, and they assume that it's not going to have an effect. Conclude with this ayah as well. How is it that we can continue to preserve our light and continue to remind ourselves not to put ourselves in that downward spiral? And whatever little light we have, how can we make it stronger and stronger and stronger? Allah Azza wa Jal Himself says, isn't it yet time that believers' hearts should become filled with awe, with the remembrance of Allah. Truly remembering Allah will bring awe into the hearts. And the more your hearts remember Allah, because Allah Himself is Nuru Samawati wal Ard, Allah is the light of the skies and the earth, the more Allah is in your heart, the more light is inside your heart. You understand? So He says, remember Allah. And then He says, how do you remember Allah? This is called ataf bayan in Arabic. وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. And they should be filled with awe because of what came down from the truth. Of the revelation, because of the Quran. Ponder over the Quran, remember Allah through the Quran. Weep when you recite the ayat of Quran. Think about what they mean to you, the gift that Allah has given you, because not only is Allah the light of the skies and the earth, the Quran itself is also described as light in the Quran.